First Nordic list that I've seen see any sort of success out of the OCG is here. Thanks, guys, especially if you come that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more OS content. Welcome back to OCG Thursday. The first list you have up on your screen is the power of Nordics. Thank you, Link1, for basically allowing us to turbo out and generate new advantage here. So Nordic's got this whole fresh new line of support recently, and I was actually kind of waiting to see this deck have some sort of success, and it looks like it finally happened. So we have triple copies of Alvis of the Nordic Afar, triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 2 copies of Effect Failure, and we got triple copies of the Goldston Bursty of the Nordic Beast. So for a single summon, you can substitute this card for any one Nordic tuner monster. Alright, that's going to be amazing. And this card is no more special summon. You can special summon a Nordic monster from your hand, and then you can target one Nordic monster in your graveyard, except for Golbusty, and add it back to your hand. So the substitution effect is what we really care about here, basically being able to fulfill all the rules. And then we have Alvide of the Nordic Smiths here. So if you control a Nordic or Azure monster, special summon this card from your hand. This card is no more special summon, you add a Nordic relic from your deck to your hand, actually, which gets us into the Savant. Alright, we also have 1 copy of Mara of the Nordic Afar, 2 copies of Maxi, 1 Space Rock, of course, triple copies of Rescue Cat. This is still typically going to be one of the easiest ways to manufacture and produce those large synchro monsters. 2 copies of Tinjoster, 2 copies of Tingristner, 1 copy of Valkyrie with 2 copies of Call by the Grave, 2 copies of Crossout. Then we have 1 copy, I can't even pronounce the name of this. You can special summon a Nordic monster from your deck, but you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck while the special summon monsters face up in the field, except for Azure monsters. And you can banish this card from your graveyard to add a Nordic monster from your deck to your hand, and then shuffle 1 card from hand into the deck. You can only use 1 Nordic effect once per turn, only once that turn, but hey, it's literally a free special summon from the deck, which is amazing. We have 1 Imperial Order, triple Imperm, and we have 2 copies of the Savant. Now, if you control an Azure monster, you can negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent controls until the end of this turn, and that's currently. So it's going to basically be a reflection of the Sun Avalon one, where on the timing of the activation, it negates something. You can tribute 1 Nordic monster, target 1 Azure monster to graveyard, special summon it. You can only use 1 Nordic Relic Savant effect per turn, only once that turn. And we have 2 Imperial, or 2, there can only be 1, and of course 1 Vanity's Emptiness here, wrapping up the main deck. And in the extra deck we have 1 Hulk, 1 copy of Phoenix, 1 Unicorn, 1 Selene, 1 copy of Access Machine, 1 Zen-Mains, oh man, how long has that been? 1 copy of Downard, 1 Sky Thunder, triple copies of Glovig, the Nordic Ascendant, 1 copy of Thor, 1 Loki, and 2 copies of Odin. Then we have 2 copies of Space Rock, 1 Lancia, 1 Maxi, 2 Droll, triple Dark Road No More, 1 Harvey's Feather Duster, triple copies of Lightning Storm, 1 Red Reboot, and 1 copy of the Anti-Spell Fragrance, wrapping up the first successful Nordic list that I've seen. Next up is the power of Dark Magician here, actually sporting off the new Illusion of Chaos, making our lives a whole lot easier here to produce Magician Souls results. So we have 1 copy of Apprentice Illusion Magician Girl, 1 copy of Scythe, triple copies of Astral Blossom and Joy Spring, 1 Celestial with 1 Dasher, and then we're playing 1 copy of the Aqua Brizar. So once per turn, you contribute 1 other face-up water monster, select 1 continuous or field spell card in your graveyard, and return it to your hand. Recurability? That's interesting. We have 2 copies of Diviner of the Heralds, 1 Magician's Rod, triple copies of Magician Souls, triple copies of Maxi, 1 Nibiru, and then we have 1 copy of Timaeus, the Dragon of Destiny. So you can send 1 Spellcaster monster or 1 Spell Trap card that specifically lists Dark Magician and its text from your hand, or face on the field of the graveyard to special summon this card. Alright, then you can fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as material, including a spellcaster type monster. So basically expedites the process for us to basically do fusions without needing the required spellcaster or the fusion spell card itself. We have only 1 Dark Magician. There are 2 copies of Illusion of Chaos, aka the Searches for Magician Souls. We have 1 Sarvis with 1 Advanced Ritual Art, 2 copies of Called by the Grave, 2 copies of Crossout Designator, 1 Magician Circle, 1 Droplet, triple Fusion Destiny, triple Preparation, triple Soul Servant, 1 copy of Eternal Soul, and 1 copy of Infinite Permanence. Starting in the extra deck, we have 1 Selene, 1 copy of Verte, 1 copy of Dahark, 1 Dagda, 1 Access Code, 1 Gaia, 1 copy of Divine Arsenal, 1 M7 with 1 Herald, 1 Dawn Dragster with 1 copy of Black Rose, We have 1 copy of Mysterion, 1 Inantis, 1 Destroy Phoenix Enforcer, and 1 copy of the Dark Magician, or Dark Master of Chaos. So it's a Dark Magician plus a Chaos or Blackluster Ritual monster. So if this card is Fusion Summon, you can target 1 light or dark monster in your graveyard, special summon it. You contribute 1 or light or dark monster, banish all monsters your opponent controls. If this Fusion Summon card is destroyed by battle card effect, you can target 1 spell card in your graveyard and add it back to your hand. The card's actually pretty good for a 3K body. Then we have triple Lancia, 2 Droll, 2 Token Collector, 1 MST, triple copies of Anti-Spell, triple copies of Evenly Matched, 1 copy of Annie's Emptiness, wrapping up Dark Magician. Next up is the Swordsoul. Yes, we are playing a mini Swordsoul engine built into our Virtual World deck. I feel like Virtual World is just trying to do whatever it can to stay relevant in the modern metagame, which is kind of interesting, actually. Just watching this deck undergo these rapid evolutions, or what people think are like the best options for this kind of stuff, is very interesting. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, 2 copies of Maxi, 1 copy of Mo Yi, 1 copy of the Tai, 2 copies of the Nyan, triple copies of Lily, triple copies of Lulu, 1 copy of Toto, triple copies of Lao, triple copies of Gigi. Okay, that's the monster lineup. Just a little splash of 2 monsters here. We have 2 Called by the Grave, 2 copies of Crossout Designator, 2 copies of Vitelli, 1 copy of Pod Desires, triple copies of the Rhoda for the Swordsoul, triple copies of Kowloon with 2 copies of Qinglong, 2 copies of Chuchi, and 1 copy of Zhuan Wu. Down here in the X-Check, we have 1 Break Sword, 1 Zeus, 1 M7, 1 Beatrice, 1 Senshin, the 1 copy of Dragon Mech, 1 Tzolk'in, 1 copy of Stardust Charge, 1 copy of the Ravenous Crocodile, 1 Draco Berserker, 1 Crystal Wing, 1 copy of the Coral Dragon, with 1 Shizao, 1 Cheng Ying, and 1 copy of Baroness de Fleur. Then we have 2 Lancia, 2 Drone Lockbird, 1 Maxi, 2 copies of Nibiru, 2 copies of Token Collector, 2 copies of Forbidden Droplet, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 1 Imperial Order, 1 Red Reboot, and 1 copy of the Vanity's Emptiness, wrapping up the main deck here. Actually, the fact that you actually have in-house worms for this deck so that you can resolve these effects is absolutely hilarious. So between Lily, Gigi here, and Toto here for worms, yeah, you have so many targets. It's actually kind of cool that this just works in-house for you to be able to produce those synchro monsters that you need to climb up. And then, of course, you can like mess around with level modification shenanigans through this right here. That is kind of hilarious, actually. I never would have thought about like trying a little splash like that to see what maximized results you can really come in, because that's what a 5-card main deck splash engine built into your main that won't kill you in terms of value. Okay, maybe we'll see something like this in the TCG soon. And the last list I have for you guys here is basically Brave Token, Swordsoul. This is the good stuff deck. This is the current iteration of, oh, we took everything good and we put it in one deck. We have triple copies of Aquamancer the Sanctuary, triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, 1 Chien, 1 copy of Destrudo, 1 copy of Jet Synchron, 1 copy of Giotto, 1 copy of Langyun, triple copies of Maxi, 2 copies of Oline, 1 copy of Tai, triple copies of Arara, triple copies of Ashuna, triple copies of Vishuda, 1 copy of the Griffin Rider, 2 copies of Called by the Grave, 2 copies of Crossout Designator, 2 copies of the Draco Back, 1 Foolish Barrel, 2 Droplets, 1 copy of Journey of Destiny, triple copies of Rider and Remesia, 1 9 Pillars, and 1 copy of the Sudden Shift. Down here in the extract, we have 1 Almirage, 2 copies of Monk, 1 Auroradon, 1 Hawk, 1 copy of Galaxy Tomahawk. You guys don't see how this is a problem, right? All these band cards in here. We have 1 copy of Yazi, 1 Herald, 1 Tudang Long Dragon, 1 Chizao with 1 big copy of Cheng Ying. Then we have 1 copy of Chao Fang, 1 Borreload Savage, 1 Boxia, and 1 Baroness de Fleur. Then we have triple Lancia, triple copies of Nibiru, 2 copies of Token Collector, 1 Forbidden Droplet, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, triple copies of Evenly Matched, 1 copy of Imperial Order, and 1 copy of Red Reboot here, wrapping up this chunk of OCG deck profiles for you guys. So anything super exciting here? I really do like that Nordic list, actually. That's pretty awesome. I hope to see some sort of success with it here, actually. So guys, what do you think about these new cards? Please leave a comment down below what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later on today with some more cool ass content. You guys have a good rest of your day, right? Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out Vanquill40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by Vanquill40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out imquillgames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.